Yeah, I love my garden. We've lived here, oh gosh, over 50 years. And it's near and dear to me.
She loved being out in the yard. She grew up on an orchard, a peach orchard and pecans, and she did enjoy working in the garden in her own yard.
She's a Parker County Master Gardener, and if she's not the most decorated, she's got to be one of the most decorated ones of them. And I know that's a big part of her life.
There's radishes over here. That'll be fun gathering them soon.
She had called a family meeting. It was really odd because we had never had a family meeting before.
She sat down with us and explained that she had cancer. So we started looking it up, trying to find out what it was.
You know, and the research revealed it's an incurable disease.
Waldenstrom is a blood disorder that acts much like a blood cancer.
It provokes your immune system, and it makes people feel generally ill, but they can't really put their finger on it. It's really kind of just a global feeling of I'm sick and I just don't know why.
Before the diagnosis, she was always energetic. She cooked a lot. She had just opened a catering company.
It appeared that it was going to be probably a very successful endeavor.
But she found out that she had cancer 30 days after her grand opening. Then after a year of fulfilling her obligations, then we sold the business. Then she told her kids.
I just remember this very one step at a time description to us of what was going on.
You could tell she was scared. She had 2 grandchildren that were very young at the time, so you could tell she wanted them to see them grow up.
I know the main thought that I still vividly remember sitting there at that time was, Robert's not going to ever know who his Nana was. And I prayed a lot, God, give us this next day, give us this next week, give us this next month. It almost felt like too much to ask for a year when you found out how devastating this disease was.
Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia is a blood disorder that's very difficult to cure. Taking chemotherapy to get it into remission, and then taking the high-dose chemotherapy with a bone marrow transplantation to replace normal stem cells that allowed her to have the opportunity to have a cure.
It was an odd feeling because I really didn't know whether to believe it or not, because I had been told when they found it that there was no cure for it, and that I had probably maybe 3 to 5 years to live. But Dr. Page would not give up on me.
But as time went on, we kept getting that next year and that next year.
Dr. Page was relentless about taking blood and giving me platelets and watching me every day. And he came in one day and he said, "You no longer have Waldenstrom." I couldn't believe it.
Obviously, it's a very strong lady.
I gave her all my mental, physical, and psychological support. I didn't feel like the obligation. I did it because I felt like, I knew that I loved her.
I don't think you can deal with anything like this if you don't have family and friends. I received prayers. I was on more prayer lists than you can believe.
Well, first of all, we know that none of us have tomorrow. We weren't guaranteed today, yesterday. That's the only thing I think can get someone through those really horrible times in life.
There are people who love you. There are people who want you to be well and up and going. And don't give up. We love our birds, but sometimes they're a little messy. but golly, when the robins and all come in, they're so pretty. We always have pretty cardinals, couples here, and so that's neat. We know we'll have a family coming back next year.